Good evening, viewers. The lesson for tonight is entitled My Class Monitor. This short film demonstrates how students can show leadership in school. Students are coming in as partners of their educational venture and not just idle recipients of knowledge. They can be helpers of their teachers by monitoring what is taught, who is taught, and when it is taught. The end result is that you will see how students become responsible members of the school and eventually of their communities. They are environmentally conscious. That is why they begin by saying that the environment in which they are learning is particularly clean. They are civil and cautious to each other and the hierarchy. Above all, they are objective, knowing what they wish to assess and how to award marks to their fellow students without being biased. Here comes my class monitor.
Beyond this radiant cleanliness, beyond this military discipline kind of orderliness, this religious respect for anti-COVID measures, there is something rather futuristic and revolutionary at the Cité de Palmiers High School. Located in the Douala 5 district, this school, run by Mrs. Caroline Numa, with an iron fist in a velvet glove, has, for the past few weeks, been the host of an experimental but formidable education project. The brainchild of André Guy Donald Belle Dimité, a physics teacher at the Mongo Joseph High School. The project, christened My Class Monitor, is in line with the competency-based approach and the clean school policy. The project targets the performance of Cameroon's education system through the juxtaposition of teaching and learning aspects with special emphasis on students' and teachers' discipline as well as on pedagogy. The work has the advantage of offering ease of control, monitoring and evaluation of all school activities wherever it is implemented. On the 19th of February this year, the Minister of Secondary Education, who is known for her love for excellence, visited this public school that has become a breeding ground for good practices, and to the great satisfaction of all, she was delightedly impressed. According to Professor Nalova Lyonga, the initiative is not only timely, but also and above all, beneficial for all schools in Cameroon. That is, if everyone cooperates to implement it. Hear Mr. Belle as he traces the origin of this idea. Our education system has faced a number of challenges over the years, notably the insecurity of both teachers and students, and the recent need to increase students' responsibility. Also, it is stated in the diagnosis chapter of the education sector strategy paper that the complexity of learning must be taken into account in order to make the education system more effective. It is within this framework that we developed a solution to support the efforts made by hierarchy especially the Minister of Secondary Education, with her clean school concept. Apart from this opportunity, my class monitor is also the possibility of equilibrating the importance of teaching and learning within the Ministry of Secondary Education. Why do I say so? Take the example of the probatoire examination, where the success rate has often been around 40%. This does not mean that the teachers taught only 1/3 of the curriculum. Rather, it is 1/3 of the students who expressed an understanding of what was taught. This implies that attention should be paid to learning because the efficiency of the Ministry of Secondary Education and even its justification comes from the work of the students and not just that of the teachers. My class monitor, therefore, offers the possibility of continuous monitoring, that is, improving the monitoring and evaluation system by assessing the student's activity, which is learning, through a number of elements such as effectiveness, which is the ability of the students to do their homework. So, students are awarded points just because they did their homework. We do not need to know if they understood or not. We encourage them just for doing their homework. Why do we do this? Because the best students have an attitude of permanent self-evaluation. We want to enroll all the students into a similar system so as to improve on their performances. My class monitor is also an opportunity for students to support each other and develop a collaborative mindset. Why collaboration? The scientific community agrees that there are 4 important skills in the 21st century. Collaboration is one of them. The others are communication, creativity, and critical thinking. My class monitor, without developing any particular course, uses and promotes a leadership mindset developed by students' everyday activities that have been better organized to help promote, as we have earlier said, this spirit of collaboration and cooperation. Students can work on equal footing. Students develop their creativity because we have had situations where they are the ones who make proposals that have led to a better organization to solve problems in their class communities. My class monitor offers a better teacher-learner collaboration. The teachers come to class and realize that the students have already done the basic tasks. That is, they are able to report if the students have made an effort or not. This does not cancel the obligation that the teacher has to inspect some notebooks as is normally done, and the documents that we have produced as we work in schools encourage the teachers to continue as they did, but knowing that with the large class sizes that we have, it will be difficult for them to follow up every student. This is already a factor to improve the teacher-learner relationship, to improve the teacher-learner administration relationship. As for the increase in workload that many class masters fear, I would like to point out that the class master position is to keep the class active, to organize regular meetings with students, to organize regular meetings with everyone who has a role to play in the classroom, such as teachers. We have not added any task in this job description. On the contrary, we have helped create a mechanism that enables the system to function properly. For the teachers who were already in the process, some of them thanked us because they told us that we helped them to have a better interaction with their class. Those who, for example, hoped to have a 100% success rate think that they have a tool to make that happen. It is also true that teachers who were not used to working in this manner think that we are increasing their workload. But what we are doing is simply helping them to do what they are supposed to do better.
Today, as any ordinary day, the students enter in straight lines, respecting 1 meter apart from each other, wash their hands, have their temperatures taken, and the leaders of the week go to the discipline master to sign off the punctuality form. It has to be noted that the aim of this exercise is to give students a sense of responsibility and to foster a culture of integrity based on a system of weekly rotation. After signing the punctuality forms, the student leaders of the week go to their respective classrooms where they have a series of activities to do before the teacher arrives. These activities include both disciplinary and pedagogic actions. With regard to discipline, the leaders ensure that the classroom is clean, that the students are properly dressed so as to cultivate long-term habits. Concerning pedagogy, the leaders focus on checking assignments of the current week. They therefore hold group meetings to check assignments, ensuring that they have been effectively done. Once the group leaders have checked the assignment, they have to make a comprehensive presentation to the teacher. This has the advantage of facilitating the management of large class sizes, as the class is now reduced to a group of 10, 11, or 12 students.
The data collected by class are forwarded to the guidance counselors, the discipline masters, and the vice principal for processing. Then the respective members of the discipline and teaching departments review these data. The discipline department examines the leaders' punctuality statistics, students' complaints, availability of materials, and other difficulties encountered in some classes. As far as pedagogy is concerned, the vice principal and the teachers review the general situation. Difficulties encountered by the students in understanding lessons are addressed. The vice principal can then choose test classes to confirm the integrity and accuracy of the information collected by students. The results are used to suggest remedial measures. My class monitor also involves guidance counselors. Based on the results received, they may organize meetings with students and/or parents, either for disciplinary or pedagogic issues. The system is not only a source of information with proven effectiveness, but also a support tool in all areas of school management. The sector discipline masters have found it very useful. Here, one of them testify.
Le travail des surveillants de secteur.
The role of the sector discipline masters in the implementation of my class monitor consists in getting the students to sign in when they arrive. We give the forms to the first students to come when they go to class and lay them out for the others to sign in. All this should be done in 15 minutes. My class monitor helps in curbing loitering and quickly identifying students who like disorder. The senior discipline masters have better control of the students they are responsible for.
Ensuite, relever les différents taux de ponctualité.
The classroom monitor comes in a school as a savior for discipline mistress that I am. Because when you come to the school, the students are more responsible of the discipline now. And they are helping the discipline master. Because in the classroom, for example, they check themselves. They control the dressing, they control noise making, they control all the situation that can happen in the classroom. And I just received a report at the end of the day. And with the report, it is more adequate. Even in terms of roll calling, The roll call is now easier because the class prefect is not there to call all the names. He's just there to say group 1, how many people are absent. They give the number of people and they give the names. And in 4 or 2 minutes, he has done the roll call of the whole class. So at the end of the day, I have the report and I have a sector that is very quiet. I have the troisième espagnol. And if somebody knows the troisième and the age, but when you arrive in the school, the sector is quiet because I'm not the one running after them. They run after themselves.
En ma qualité de surveillant général,
As a senior discipline master, my role in the new system is to inspect material and make sure it is used properly, to ensure the involvement of all stakeholders in my sector. Now, on another note, my class monitor has the effect of reducing my daily workload, which is mainly data collection on the attendance and punctuality of students because there are leaders of discipline and pedagogy. The leaders of discipline have the duty of recording the absences and lateness of their fellow students. So at the end of the week, we have all the elements to make a complete and accurate synthesis. My class monitor also helps the vice principal in his or her pedagogic activities.
Avec la camarade de ma classe,
With my class monitor, it only takes a minute to collect the reports from pedagogy leaders and know exactly which student has not done the assignment. The time saved allows the teacher to methodically correct the assignment and move on with the lesson of the day.
My classroom monitor is a tool that has been installed here to check on or to enhance the performances of the students, discipline and academic wise, that's pedagogic wise. I wish to say that as a vice principal, this tool, that is my class monitor, has helped us in many ways. For instance, we know that some teachers used to teach and they leave the classrooms without giving the work. But through this mechanism that has been put in place, we make sure that the teachers who never used to give their homework, this time around they give the homework. They have been exposed because when the report comes to us, we know who is doing the work and who is not doing the work, and then we call them in order. Secondly, it has also helped the students in the sense that, you know, when homework is given, students don't do the work. But through this, when we go through the forms and the report, we see that many more students are getting involved in it. And on our own part as vice principals, when we come together in our meetings, we share the ideas, the different problems that the different VPs face in their different sectors. When we share and we come up with solutions, I think it helps us in running our work, and it makes our work as VPs in charge of pedagogy to function well.
My class monitor is an eye-opener for guidance counselors. The guidance counselor performs 3 types of functions, including counseling. During counseling sessions, we receive students for several reasons, such as change of series, deviant behavior, time management, and my class monitor, which is a new concept whose objective is the improvement of students' academic performance and behavior, helps us to identify new cases that we did not have before. For example, in the first term, we received a total of 300 students for the reasons mentioned above. But with my class monitor, we received 272 terminal students in 1 week alone for homework not done. So, as an advantage, my class monitor helps us to better collect data and to have a perfect collaboration between the different members of the administration, with the teachers and the class masters or the class mistress. My class monitor facilitates the work of teachers, given that class masters use it as a pointer.
Il ne s'agit pas seulement pour l'enseignant de se satisfaire des devoirs faits.
It is not just a question of the teacher being satisfied with the homework done. It is also and above all about correcting them. My class monitor helps us to look at the students' homework individually, efficiently and progressively. We then grade them on efficiency, which validates the level of understanding of the previous lesson. Our aim is to increase the success rate in exams because a child who studies frequently will undoubtedly get a good grade at the end of year or public examination. Students who are the primary beneficiaries of this system also find their bearings, while parents find it very helpful. My son has suddenly started rushing to school. He says he doesn't want to lose the punctuality marks awarded by his class leaders. Also, I don't have to run after him to do his homework anymore. He does it because he says he has to present it as soon as he gets to school. I like this because he is now more disciplined and school conscious, and this takes the pressure off my shoulders as a parent. So I have come to see the school authorities for them to explain a little more about this my class monitor that my son can't stop talking about. As for the principal, he or she receives information, the right information, and can therefore give instructions, make adjustments, make corrections on the basis of the summary data, and finally decide objectively.
The first scoreboard revealed to us that 35 teachers were not systematically giving homework at the end of their lessons, and that 95, that is 1 out of 2 teachers did not correct them. 972, that is 1 out of 4 students did not do their homework for all subjects combined. We held a meeting with these teachers to demand an explanation and set deadlines for improvement. With the help of the vice principals, guardian counselors, and discipline masters, we invite parents who were shocked by the report we presented on their children's learning and discipline activities. The second scoreboard revealed a considerable improvement on the part of the teachers. Student supervision had also improved. There is much to be done in terms of leadership training for all actors in this education chain, because we need to maintain a chain of integrity so that our final evaluations reflect the progress observed. In any case, we can see that with this program, we are now moving in a more methodical way towards a construction of better students' performance and behavior.
However, the new system, like any human endeavor, is not without shortcomings. In fact, in its experimental phase, it is experiencing some difficulties at various levels of the system. Take discipline, for example. As for the difficulties we encounter, we realize that some students have not yet understood how the new system functions. For example, the punctuality forms are not always signed by some students because some leaders do not realize that they have to collect the form when they come in the morning. This causes us to go back to classrooms to raise awareness of the punctuality form. At the beginning of this project, there was resistance from the staff. We experienced difficulties in keeping the documents. Some teachers even misplaced them. Others hid the documents. Some did not even want to talk about my class monitor to students. But today, the idea has taken hold, and everyone is trying to get involved as they should, because they have seen the scope of the idea. At the level of pedagogy,
but now it is a project that was not accepted by all at the beginning. We were not receptive to it because we saw much work because we had to understand the project.
Everything is not a bed of roses. We face a lot of difficulties in doing this, in the sense that sometimes even the reports that come to us are not very, very faithful. Like I said some time ago, I went through one of my forms and I discovered that there were zeros everywhere. The percentages were zeros. But when I took the class file and I went through the different documents, I saw that the teachers gave the homework and the students gave the students did the work. But the teacher concerned, that is the class mistress, failed to do that work. So some of them are very reluctant in doing the work. They're very reluctant. But as gradually as we are talking to them, the series of sessions, we call up meetings, I think that it is gradually improving. I also wish to say that being a teacher myself, when you get to class, it's actually not easy to do the correction, in the sense that the leaders that have been put in place, sometimes they don't really check the correction of the work at the time that they are supposed to do the checking. It is only when you get to class, that is when they run around to check whether their classmates have done the work.
Savoir acquérir ici est de remédier les acquis, remédier les acquis.
Huge enrollment, indiscipline, violence, and the consequences of drug consumption within the school environment have made class of school management a daunting task. The school environment is obviously being invaded by other realities that overshadow the main aim of education. The effects of such happenings not only are harmful, but also are immeasurable, with an appalling impact on family and social life. My class monitor is an artwork by André Guy-Donald Belle Dimite. It draws on an inclusive community management effort. This system stands out in the education system of Cameroon, as it upgrades the clean school vision being implemented by the current Minister of Secondary Education, Professor Nalo Valiunga. She has always been on standby and responsive to innovative ideas, intends to harness all the available resources to extend the surveillance system all over secondary schools, with the ultimate aim of reclaiming the former glory of education, whereby pedagogy and discipline are given the pride of place in school nationwide. Nalo Valiunga got it well. This is the only way to reify the vision of the head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya.